How you doing, guys? Welcome back. It's LSP. It's currently the 21st of May 2021. I'm going to do something a little unorthodox today. I'm going to kind of move away from the usual analysis that I do, and I'm going to kind of throw something at you guys just to get you thinking a little bit, because I know there's a lot of people in the Discord chat, emails, DMs, and so on, that are very enthusiastically wanting to understand some of the things that I talk about. And it all starts with some of the basics that I'm going to go through in the next sort of few minutes. I'm not going to hang around for too long. I don't want to throw too much at you, but I'm just going to kind of go through some things, and hopefully this will kind of aid you in your journey. With I'm not going to say technical analysis because that's not what I do, but price delivery, understanding the language of price. Okay. So we look at this candlestick or candle, and the question that I pose to people, and I've done this experiment with many people, and I've said, or I say, when you look at this candle, what do you see? Yeah. And the general response is it's a bullish candle, it's an up day, or it's an up candle, it's strong, and so on. Okay. To which my question is, well, how do you actually know that this is a bullish candle? Okay. And they, usually say, well, it's green, it's an up day, and so on. To which I say, but what if my color scheme is green candles are down and blue candles are up? Is this still a bullish candle? And they're like, no, obviously not. Well, that's the first lesson, okay, that I learned the very, very hard way, when I was 17 years old. And it's a lesson that's extremely important. Just because your eye sees something, the representation that it gives when you're looking at something, and the feedback that your brain picks up on and says, okay, this isn't necessarily what you think it is. Okay, you've always got to be very careful when you're looking at the market, especially when you're looking at the markets. Now, obviously, we're representing price with candlesticks. I prefer to use candlesticks because I can see things clearer using candlesticks. But you can use whatever you like to use. The representation is still the same whether you're using a bar chart, a line chart. Well, a line chart's a little bit strange, but a bar chart or something that represents up days and down days. But for me, like I said, the first thing that I had to learn was what I'm seeing isn't necessarily always what I think it is. Okay, so going forward a little bit, we say, okay, let's just assume that this is an update. The next thing we say is, okay, it is an update, fine. Okay, but is it a strong update? Is it a weak update? Is it representing strength? Is it representing, strong momentum? What is it actually representing? Okay, now because the open was here, we went down a little bit, and then we had a really nice strong run up. Okay, all the way up to the top, the high up here, and then obviously closed here. And I'll just quickly say we've got an open, high, low, and then the close, for those that don't know anything about candlesticks, because there may be somebody that doesn't. We see a representation of a strong day here. Okay, so if color is the only thing that represents to us a strong day or a weak day, then wouldn't this still represent a strong day? Obviously not, right? I know many of you are going to be like, yeah, that's not a strong day. That may be a high that's just been created. That may be a swing point that's just been created, or a swing high. A lot of selling pressures just come into the market. But can you see what's just happened? The dynamic of this entire candle has just changed dramatically. So much. Yeah? But hang on a second. What if I do this? Yeah, we'll stick it here. Okay. What if I do this? Okay. Does this candle still look like a strong bearish candle? Yeah. Maybe with the collection of 3 candles all doing the same thing, you can say, well, do you know what? That's even more powerful now. That really looks like price wants to go down. There's a lot of downward pressure. There's a lot of selling, and so on and so on. So I'm going to really mess you up now. And I'm going to say, well, what about this then? And I can see actually, it's going to take a second, guys. I do apologize, but when we want to learn something, sometimes we've got to grind through the process. And I'm sorry if you can hear a lot of banging. My kids are upstairs jumping up and down. So what about now? Are we seeing weakness? Are we seeing strength? Are we seeing an explosive move to the upside, to the downside? Are we seeing downward momentum? Are we seeing upward momentum? What are we seeing? You know, everything's just changed again. Yeah, we can see in this example, just as a general rule of thumb, you know, that price is effectively going nowhere. Stuck in a range. If you really want to get technical, you can just draw a line up here and draw a line down here, and we can say, okay, you know, price is effectively ranging between, you know, these two areas or price points. But let's add time into the mix now. If we were looking at, say, a 1 hour chart, yeah, you know, this may represent 4 hours of price delivery. So we could say, well, price is consolidating, you know, and this might have just ran all the way up, started to consolidate like this, and then maybe it pops again and starts to run to the upside, you know. But what if we say, well, this is a monthly chart, for example? If we were looking at each one of these candles representing a month of data, yeah, how does that change the dynamic of what we're seeing? You know, massively, obviously, because it's a monthly chart. We're ranging over a long period of time. What if, you know, we came from a small area of consolidation up here, down a little bit, and then been consolidating for almost a year, for example? We see this on charts, of course we do, you know, and we may get more of that, and so on and so on and so on. So the idea with this video, and kind of just as something that I just wanted to kind of just throw out there, is the key lesson or the key takeaway is to not put too much stock or weight into what we see or think, but what actually is happening. Okay, this is the most important thing. You know, if you can take a step back and look at, you know, charts objectively, the news objectively, whatever you use or your methodology, you know, to trade or invest, and you do that from a point of objectivity, you know, and calmness and focus, you start to realize that there are things that actually are happening that have nothing to do with your perception, your reality, your thinking, your processes, or anything. It's just what's there in front of you is happening. You just need to be able to see that and say, okay, I see it, and now I have confidence, and I'm going to use that information to make an investment decision. Okay, not, I genuinely believe, you know, that this is a strong bullish candle, okay, and forget everything else and the representation of everything else and the context of everything else, and you just say, do you know what, this is just a very, very strong bullish candle, nothing else matters, I'm just going to go long and I don't care. So with that said, guys, I'm going to leave you. I will have some more of these videos from time to time just to kind of throw into the mix, and I will catch up with you guys very soon. Everybody have a great evening. Take care.